Hi students, I wanted to give you a quick overview of the exploratory essay assignment that I posted last night. If the screen looks different here, I'm in 10553, but your class should look, your course homepage should look identical no matter which section you're in, just the colors are different for my, just so I can keep them straight. And so to find the assignment, you'll go into weekly readings and assignments and scroll down to underneath week 3. This is not due until February 10th, and I apologize. I know there were some of you, I accidentally put in the wrong due date last night because I was tired, or yesterday during the day as I was tired, and I sort of freaked some of you out, but I fixed that now. So your instructions are here. To look at the rubric, which I really want you to do, you're going to actually go into the essay like you're going to do it. Now, a couple things here off the bat. I highly recommend that you write your file in Google Docs or Word and then save them to your computer and then upload them here, okay? And in Google Docs, you can just click download as a Word doc or PDF so that it's compatible with Blackboard, and then you can upload it here, and you'll click I agree to submit my papers to the Global Reference Database, which will check it for plagiarism. Okay. It will also give you the option to write the assignment here. I would not recommend that you do that because you're not going to be able to do a lot of the formatting that you can in Word or Google Docs. Okay, so what is this assignment? I have here a quote by the writer and humorist Dorothy Parker that's one of my favorites. How do I know what I think until I see what I say? So I want you to kind of keep that in mind as I go over this assignment. For this assignment, you should explore potential avenues of inquiry as we build toward the critical inquiry research essay. So this assignment will build into our next assignment where you'll do more in-depth research, and then we'll revise that essay extensively. So these are all kind of building toward a portfolio that will show your growth over the semester. So you want to keep copies of drafts and comments that I send you. You know, go ahead and make yourself a file that says portfolio so that you have things to pull from. You can copy and paste your discussion board posts into that file because you may want to include those. You're going to need to include some of them, but you may want to include those in your portfolio as evidence of process and revision. And we'll talk about that more as the weeks go on, but this is really the first step. So, first, brainstorm 3 potential topics in any way related to Black and Appalachia. These can be topics covered by the podcast, so for example, sundown towns or the Nazi hunter, or other issues you're interested in exploring. So I gave you the example of if I were a pre-med major, I might want to look at healthcare conditions in Appalachia. And that's a really broad topic. So you could even split that up into 3, right? Like healthcare access, healthcare cost, for example, or healthcare outcomes, right? So, and then you could even break those down further. So don't feel like it has to be 3 very different topics. You can do sort of related ones. I especially encourage you, as I'm saying here, to think about your major or potential career path and what questions a scholar in that field would be asking about African American lives in Appalachia. So one of the things we'll talk about as we move through the semester is how does inquiry and research and writing look different across different academic disciplines? And I'm really going to call on you all to sort of bring some of that in from your field. What kind of writing are you seeing? What kind of genres are you seeing? What kind of research do people do? What kind of questions do they ask? Okay. So you'll need to find and read at least one popular source on each topic. So, for example, newspaper articles. For one of the topics, the one you found most interesting, upon doing a little research, find at least one scholarly article. If you do not know the difference between popular and scholarly, please let me know. I have some resources for you. I'm not providing a ton of information here because I kind of want to see where everybody is in terms of what you learned in 104. But please reach out if you don't understand the difference between scholarly and popular. The long and short of it is a popular source is something like a newspaper article that you could find via Google, and a scholarly article is something that has been reviewed by other scholars. They call that peer-reviewed, and is usually found through like our library database. So if you need help finding something through a database, please let me know. If you need help with the distinction between scholarly and popular, please let me know. No problem. I kind of want, rather than providing those resources up front, I kind of want to see how many people need them. So please don't hesitate to ask if you do need them, okay? I'm just trying to gauge where we are. Then in a 4 to 5 page, double-spaced, Times New Roman 12-point font, 1-inch margins on all sides, exploratory essay, which means you're not committing to a particular argument, you need to do the following. Give a brief overview of each topic and your interest in it, citing in complete and correct MLA style, each popular source with in-text citations that correspond to an entry on your Works Cited page. So that should take up about half your paper, so 2 to 2.5 pages. Then focus on one of the topics and talk through what you'd like to know about it. Speculate about your potential contribution to the ongoing conversation surrounding this topic. So you can bring in personal experience, your major, whatever it is that makes you think, like, this is the thing that I could contribute to. Cite in correct and complete MLA style your scholarly source on this topic with in-text citations that correspond to an entry on your Works Cited page. And that will be the second half of your paper, so 2 to 2.5 pages. Now, if you don't know how to cite your sources, if you don't know what I mean by in-text citations corresponding to citations on the Works Cited page, please get in touch. Let's meet. I have resources for you. I can talk you through that. But I'm not providing all that information here like I did in 104 because I want to see where everybody is with citations. So that way, if I get a bunch of requests for clarification on citing and that sort of thing, I can know how to tailor the course to where we are. We're going to get deeper into citation. We're going to be dealing with more sources as we move into the research essay. But I really designed this first assignment to kind of hopefully as one that 104 prepared you to do. So I kind of want to see where we are. That said, if something on here does not make sense, that's okay. Please reach out and I'll have resources for you. Tips. You do not need an introduction or conclusion. You should feel free to use first-person perspective, so I, me, etc. This is an exploratory essay and it's designed to help you figure out where you want to enter the conversation surrounding Black folks in Appalachia. The Dorothy Parker quote at the top of the page, "How do I know what I think until I see what I say?" should serve as a guide for thinking about the purpose of the essay. Through writing, you will figure out what you want to know about the experience of African Americans in Appalachia and what you, with your unique sets of experiences that make you who you are, might have to contribute to that conversation. Okay, and then that's the statement about submitting to the database. Okay, so how are you going to be graded? Here's our rubric, so you'll click View Rubric. So you will get, you have a range of points here. Overview of each topic. I'm going to go through the proficient and then you can work through the competent and novice on your own. The essay, and you can and should use this rubric to guide your writing and then to kind of check it yourself. The essay contains concise and engaging overviews of each of the 3 topics related to, that should say, the African American experience in Appalachia. I'll fix that. The student, so for required source distribution, the student includes a popular source for each of the 3 topics and 1 scholarly source for the topic the student is interested in pursuing further. The student integrates these sources effectively. Typographical errors and punctuation. The essay is free from typographical and punctuation errors. Discussion of preferred topics so far. The student clearly and effectively explains why they are interested in pursuing one of these topics further and includes a specific discussion of how they see themselves contributing to the conversation. MLA citations. The student includes complete and correct in-text citations with corresponding Works Cited entries. Okay, so that's just an overview of what you need to do for this assignment. Like I said, if something doesn't make sense, please reach out. We can talk about this a little bit in class on Monday, and I can't wait to read your exploratory essays. I think you all are going to come up with some really interesting stuff. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.